Why is it that, when a baby is born, we often refer to it as the miracle of life, and as we grow up, sometimes we settle for ordinary and not so incredible things? Where along the way we forget that we are still extraordinary. When you were born, everyone assured you that you could have and be anything you wanted when you grew up. And now that you've grown up, you are doing, having and being everything you ever wanted, or somewhere along the way. You redefined anything and everything, so that you could settle for less than what you actually want. As you wake up every day, your morning routine or lack of it dramatically affects your success levels and results in all areas of your life. This video is not exclusive to those who have difficulty waking up early. Even if you don't have that problem, this content will be beneficial to change the way you start your day. Simply changing the way you wake up in the morning, you can transform any area of your life faster than you ever thought possible. The Stoics values each morning with mindfulness, and Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor from 161 until his death, and is considered the last great Stoic of humanity, knew this. So, in this video we will use some of Marcus Aurelius' wisdom as motivation to talk about the 10 things we should do to wake up early. Just before we continue, I want to remember that the best way to help us is to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed, and share this video with a friend. It is free. Now that we have given the message, let's continue with this incredible knowledge. 1. Find your Ikigai. Marcus Aurelius says, everything that exists, a horse, a vine, is created for some duty. So, for what task you were created? Ikigai is a Japanese theory of well-being that can make your mornings more productive. Concentrated and productive mornings generate concentrated, productive and successful days, which inevitably creates successful existence. In the same way that unfocused, unproductive and mediocre mornings generate unfocused, unproductive and mediocre days, and finally, a mediocre quality of life, and is defined as the reason why you wake up in the morning that can be seen as your purpose in life. Marcus Aurelius believed that each of us has a purpose, something for which we were created, and it is our duty to fulfill this purpose with effort and honor, because it is the purpose that leads you to get out of bed in the morning, to face one more day. Your Ikigai can do anything. Something you like and haven't done in a long time, a new skill you want to develop, or anything that gives you a significant reason to keep your motivation burning. The best way to find yours is to ask yourself, if I had more time, what things could I do? You can create 30 answers, and from those 30 select 5 favorites. Then you will be close to discover what motivates you. It is a task that you need to complete before start your day, which will help you have healthy social connections, to challenge yourself in a good way, relieving stress for be fit, to be creative and avoid depression. 2. Give yourself a solid reason to wake up. Prepare for the mornings with words by Marcus Aurelius. All our efforts must be generated towards an end, or we will act in vain. If it is not right in the end, we will fail completely. Becoming a morning person requires more than setting your alarm for 5 a.m. and hoping for the best. People who have decided to make the most of their mornings, not only have a routine when they wake up, but also before bed. Although you have no control over your consciousness while you are sleeping, you definitely have control over your nighttime activities that will get you out of bed. You can start by minimizing TV and phone time before bed. Make a commitment to yourself. start tonight. Don't be on your phone when you're in bed. Get your things ready for tomorrow. For example, if you want to go to the gym, lay out your workout clothes before you go to bed. By laying out your clothes the night before, you'll save energy the next day. If you go to the gym in the morning, it'll be hard to skip your workout when your clothes and shoes are in your room ready, waiting for you to wake up. This is a 2-minute exercise that will save you energy in the morning. A person full of unresolved problems, whether financial, relationship or work, cannot sleep well. Their mind does not rest. You have probably already experienced this thing of resting your head on the pillow and reliving the situation over and over again. It is better to spend as much time as necessary to resolve any problems you can before going to bed. If you have problems that you cannot resolve immediately, or are beyond your control, before going to sleep, practice deep breathing. Take a deep breath, breathing calmly and counting to 5, and then exhale all the air, doing the same count silently. By doing this simple exercise, your body understands that there is no danger, and you can relax. By increasing the intake of oxygen in your body, your muscles will become less tense, and your heart rate will decrease, and you will be invaded by an internal feeling of peace. Your mind needs to slow down, so that you can get a good night's sleep, and this will directly affect your morning. By making small sacrifices, you can be on your way to becoming a morning person, and making the most of your day, to be more productive. 3. Avoid distractions after you wake up. Marcus Aurelius says, "Focus on each minute like a Roman, like a man, doing what is in front of you, and so on, freeing yourself from all other distractions." Some mornings when we wake up, we are pulled in many different directions, without even realizing where we are going. You usually get distracted by all sorts of things. With random videos on your feed, your WhatsApp, a new episode of your favorite series, a news channel, your Instagram, text messages, dirty dishes in the sink, and an internet and electricity bill that is about to expire, and has not been paid to date. There are dozens of means of communication, and mental stimulation. No matter how early you wake up, you will be distracted. And there are days when you are convinced that the world is conspiring against your focus, and preventing you from accomplishing anything substantial. Most of the time, the things that distract us act as productive procrastination. They are useful things that need to be done, but we should not necessarily focus on them at that moment. We end up getting busy and neglecting our true goal. If you are waking up early, you are waking up for a reason, and that is, to make the most of the extra time to do things you love, before you get caught up in the demands of your daily life. 4. Wake up consistently. According to Marcus Aurelius, you should build your life action by action, and be content if you each achieve your goals, to the extent possible, and no one can stop you from doing so. The degree to which you accept responsibility for everything in your life is precisely the degree of personal power you need to change or create anything you want. If you really want to wake up early every day, then you have to do it consistently, to make it part of your routine. You need to develop your self-discipline. Self-discipline is nothing more than the habit of consistency. Finding the motivation to do something over and over again, until you do it on autopilot, and start seeing results. It's doing what needs to be done. The book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, tells us that we need to be consistent in the first 30 days. To develop this new routine, we need to divide the 30-day period into 3 phases of 10 days. Each of these phases presents a different set of emotional and mental obstacles to maintaining the new habit. The first 10 days of implementing any new habit, or getting rid of an old habit, may seem almost unbearable, and it really is. The urge to give up will be persistent. If your new habit is to wake up early during the first 10 days, your experience might be something like this. Oh God! It's already morning. I don't want to get up. I'm really tired. I need to sleep more. So we hit the snooze button. The problem for most people is that they don't realize that these first 10 days are apparently unbearable. It's just temporary. After you get through the first 10 days, the hardest 10 days, you begin the second 10-day phase, which is considerably easier. Although days 11 to 20 are not unbearable, they are still uncomfortable, and will require discipline and commitment on your part. But by now, you will be getting used to waking up early. You will also have developed some confidence, and made positive associations in the benefits of your habit. So, stay committed. Phase 3 is also where the real transformation occurs. You no longer have an identity that says that, I'm not a morning person. For I am a morning person. Instead of dreading the alarm clock in the morning, now when the alarm clock goes off, you're excited to wake up and get going, because you've been doing this for over 20 days in a row. You're starting to see and feel the benefits. Realize that the whole process occurs, so that you incorporate being a morning person into your identity, and once you can identify yourself, it becomes easier to act this way. 5. Take it easy. As we learn from the words of Marcus Aurelius, pay attention to the situation at hand, and ask why this is so unbearable. Why I can't bear it. You will be embarrassed to answer. The truth is that our brain prioritizes instant gratification, values short-term rewards over long-term benefits. That's why 95% of people repeatedly fail to start exercise routines in the first 10 days. The problem for most people is that they don't realize that these seemingly unbearable first 10 days are just temporary. They think this is what the new habit is like, and they say to themselves, if this new habit is so painful, forget it. It's not worth it. That's why, when we can't wake up early one day, we often procrastinate. We tell ourselves that we will start waking up early from the next day, next Monday, or next month. We need to understand that our ability to continue is what turns us into a disciplined and strong person. Life is not linear, and we have so little control over our lives. We can only control what we do with our days. We need to realize that the new day comes with a new life, and with another opportunity to be better. Then forgive yourself for waking up late today, and start waking up early from tomorrow. Everyone can fight for a day. 6. Practice discipline in the small things. Marcus Aurelius says we must discipline ourselves in the small things, and from then we progress to things of greater value. If you have a headache, practice not swearing. Don't swear every time you have an earache. And I'm not saying you can't complain. Just don't complain with your whole being. Discipline. The word itself comes from the Latin disciplina, literally, teaching, instruction. Practicing discipline in small things means constantly molding ourselves. We are training our mental resistance to wake up early. You can practice first thing. Put your alarm clock as far away from your bed as possible. This forces you to get up and get your body moving. And movement generates energy, so, when you get up and get out of bed, it naturally helps you wake up. because when your undress is right next to your bed, you will turn it off, or worse, press the snooze button. Never press snooze. If you really think about it, press the snooze button in the morning doesn't even make sense. It's like saying, I hate waking up in the morning, so I do it again, and again, and again. If it's away from your bed, you'll have to get out of bed to turn it off. By then, you're up. Now you just need to stay awake. It becomes easier to leave the room. Once you turn off the alarm, don't allow yourself to rationalize going back to bed. If you allow your brain to convince you not to wake up early, you will never do it. Don't make going back to bed an option, just force yourself to leave the room. Second thing. Make your bed. When you make your bed in the morning, you complete the first task of the day. It will give you a little pride and motivation to complete another task. And from this small task, you will complete many other larger tasks throughout your day. Tidy up your bed also reinforces the idea that little things matter, and if you can't do the little things right, you will never be able to do the big things. 7. Find an accountability partner. To quote Marcus Aurelius, it will even help you socialize with men of good character, in order to model your life on theirs, whether you choose someone living, or someone from the past. When you realize your purpose is to wake up early, then having a good accountability partner is very important. As we pursue our goals, there is one skill that will remain above all others' skills: the ability to hold yourself accountable. An accountability partner is a person who coaches another person, in terms of helping them maintain commitment. Your accountability partner could be one of your friends, family, colleagues who have already achieved the goal you are working towards. In this case, your accountability partner will help you stay consistent with your morning commitments and your progress. For partnership, you should select someone who is as committed as you, has similar values, can be available when you are available, and is genuinely interested in helping you to be successful with your morning routine. An accountable relationship is always good, because knowing that we will be talking to someone who is emotionally and energetically invested in our success keeps us on the right path even when things get difficult. 8. Remember death. Marcus Aurelius informs us, since it is possible for you to depart from life at this very moment, regulate each act and thought accordingly. The Stoics made it routine to keep the perspective of death in mind, and you too can practice this every morning. There is a phrase in historical philosophy called Memento Mori, which means, remembering that you will die is the only perennial truth. Rich or not, successful or not, religious, philosophical, it doesn't matter. You will die. The point of this reminder is not to be morbid, or promote fear, but to inspire, motivate and clarify. This morning routine will help you maintain perspective on the things that really matter, which are your inner principles. Your home, your money, your fame, are temporary and can, at any time, be taken from you. The one thing that can never be taken from you is your character. Only our character will define us, and leads us through life. A man can rise or fall, only due to the virtues, or flaws of his character, and often this is what they leave behind. Therefore, the idea of remembering your death will anchor you. Just like Steve Jobs, every morning look yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself, if today was the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And if you go many days without saying yes to this question, then you know you need to change something very quickly. Don't miss out the opportunity to truly live your life trapped in something you hate. It is not death that a man should fear, but never have begun to live. 9. Practice negative visualization. Practice negative visualization every morning. We are advised by Marcus Aurelius. When you wake up in the morning, and tell yourself, "The people I will deal with today are going to be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous and surly. They are like this because they cannot distinguish good from evil." Instead of imagining an ideal society, the Stoics see the world as it is. Negative visualization is all about keeping your expectations up front, and being much more honest with yourself. What could go wrong? How would you deal with such scenarios? Can you overcome them, or plan for them? When you prepare for the worst, you are in a better place to deal with disasters, if and when they arise. For example, you go to work, and your boss is treating you badly, but as you have already visualized this scenario in the morning, you are always prepared for your boss not to cooperate. You will be super pleased when he unexpectedly treats you well, but even if he never does, you will be prepared and always able to remain calm. For example, suppose you want to close a big deal, and have an important meeting with a big client. In the morning you have thought about the possibility of being very nervous, and stuttering, or the client has many doubts, because your presentation is not so clear. However, as you have already anticipated this situation, and mentally prepared yourself to deal with anxiety, you remain calm, controlling your emotions and will be able to carry out a successful presentation. Visualizing negative occurrences makes you be less afraid of them, makes you less anxious when they happen, and prepares us mentally to deal with the crisis if it arises. 10. Appreciate your life. In our final quote, in this video by Marcus Aurelius, he says, "To the gods I am indebted for having good grandparents, good parents, a good sister, good teachers, good associates, good relatives, and friends, almost everything good." Marcus Aurelius is very honest and humble about how he learned to develop his values and ethics, and shows a lot of gratitude to those who helped him become himself. We can also replicate this by maintaining a gratitude journal. Keeping a gratitude journal is a simple process. Gratitude does not need to be saved for the big things in life. The habit of being grateful begins with appreciating all the good things in life, and recognizing that there is nothing too small for you to be grateful. Every day you should choose 3 to 5 things you are grateful for, and write it down in a notebook, or diary. So, if you had a hard day at work, focus on coming home to your family, or your pet, or simply you are grateful to be alive. Appreciating your life before you climb into bed will not only give you a peaceful night's sleep, but will also give you a reason to wake up with confidence, to face the new challenges of the day. Remember that your first thought in the morning, it's usually the last thought you had before going to bed. We've all had it nights when we were so excited about a trip, new job, or vacation that we could barely sleep. As soon as the alarm clock went off, you jumped out of bed super excited, and the same happens if your first thought before going to sleep is, "Wow, I'm tired, I can't believe I'm going to have to wake up early tomorrow." When you wake up, your first thought will be, "Oh, no, it's time to get up, I just want to keep sleeping." So, decide to create a positive expectation every night for the next tomorrow, be grateful, forgive yourself for the day's mistakes, and commit to doing your best the next day. Things don't change. We do. And if you liked this video, don't forget to sharing this video with a friend who needs this knowledge. Helps us spread this philosophy. Thank you for watching.